Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on the NoDQ.com YouTube channel. Thank you all for watching this week. I know you guys have been looking forward to seeing me back, and I don't know about better than ever, but definitely status quo. How about that? We'll go with that. Gonna make an announcement right now, right off the top of the bat. After the bell is no longer a thing, at least on this channel. I decided that the results shows were too short on whatever day I posted those shows, and Talk Wrestling needs a little bit of a boost to make it a more productive show, so we're going to recombine the shows. Talk Wrestling is where it's going to be from here on in. No more After the Bell. Talk Wrestling is the place to be each and every either Wednesday or Thursday. I'm going to tell you right now, right off the top also, since I don't get to see NXT until Wednesday night, if I tape Wednesday mornings, there will be NXT spoilers. Oh, yes, there will. No question about that. So, if you don't want NXT spoilers, when I get to that point, I will say, here come the NXT spoilers, and you can fast forward for about 2 minutes or so, and we'll get to that. We'll also get to your questions today. Lots of questions to go over, including a couple from an old buddy from the past, as we always get to him each and every show, at least we try to. So, let's get into it. Let's talk about the fallout from Roadblock and the line. Let's talk about Monday Night Raw. Very, very long show. And I mean, yeah, it's 3 hours, so it's going to be long, but it was almost like Roadblock Part 2. You know, it was like, it just seemed to drag and drag and drag. You know, literally the opening segment felt like an old Triple H circa 2000 segment. It went on seemingly forever. Ended up with Chris Jericho in a shark cage, and he was having a panic attack, and General Manager Foley wore this outfit that was weird even for him, and that's, you know, when Foley gets outlandish for Foley, we got a problem. It's just bad. Ended up making a tag team match for the end of the night, which I'm sure made Teddy Long very happy. Universal Champion Kevin Owens and the greatest of all time, Chris Jericho, against U.S. Champion Roman Reigns and the Architect Seth Rollins. The Rusev, Big Cass, Enzo, Lana storyline continued on two fronts. First off, we saw Rusev once again defeat Big Cass by shenanigan means. What I mean is, Big Cass got himself disqualified for just beating the holy dog out of Rusev in the very opening minutes of the match, so much that the referee called for the bell almost immediately due to Big Cass's over-aggressiveness. And then throughout the course of the night, we saw the little dude, Enzo Amore, the certified G, as we all know, go to sensitivity training as mandated by WWE or mandated by somebody. And very weird segments. We had Backlund and Darren Young. We had Bo Dallas there. We had Jinder Mahal there. And Enzo was there. And it was comedic. It was entertaining, I guess. I didn't particularly like it myself, but that's just me. I thought it was one of those things, like, you know, it seemed like they were trying too hard to make it like the therapy sessions that Team Hell No had 4 years ago. It was like, okay, that's great. Ended up with Rusev coming in. Jinder Mahal kind of cornered Enzo for Enzo picking on Jinder Mahal, and then Rusev and Jinder Mahal and Lana beat up Enzo to lead us into the main event segment. That's how the therapy sessions ended. Very weird. Sasha Banks came out after that and conceded defeat and admitted that Charlotte was a better woman, at least at Roadblock. Sasha came out on a crutch and her knee all taped up and bandaged up. And somebody brought up a very interesting point on Twitter during the course of Raw. What kind of doctor tapes and braces a knee over the pants? Little bit of suspension disbelief problem there. Just a smidge. Anyway, Sasha called out Charlotte to tell her as much in person that she was the better person. And out came Big Bad Nia Jax, and Nia was a bully, and she kicked the crutch out and threw Sasha across the ring. I love how they threw her across the ring, and Sasha landed on the rope with her bad knee. It's like, are we really trying to hurt people? That's just ridiculous. And then as she went to pick up the crutch to hit Sasha, Nia instead dropped the crutch and walked away. She made her point. And after what we saw with Bayley and Charlotte later on, of course, Charlotte came out to gloat, and it was actually a little humble in the very beginning with Sasha, but then went immediately into queen mode. And Bayley came out and tried to set her straight and challenged her to a match, which Charlotte accepted, surprisingly. And then Bayley beats Charlotte. So now we have Bayley, who has beaten Charlotte on Raw, which is freaking awesome. I love they did that right away. It didn't even make us wait. It was great. And then Nia Jax is now in the picture too. So will we see Bayley versus Charlotte at the Rumble? Will we see Nia Jax in the title match at Rumble or WrestleMania? Where are we going to go with this? I have a question about this on the show later that will address the women's division as we get closer to the end of the show. So stay tuned for that. The Cruiserweights were very well showcased on Monday Night Raw, as well as 205 Live, which was 205 Live in just a few minutes. We had Cedric Alexander in his continuing feud with Noam Dar. Noam Dar, of course, is hitting on Alicia Fox. I'm not a fan of Alicia Fox, so I don't get the attraction. She's pretty, and that's great, but when you meet her in person, she's not a nice person. So I don't know why anybody would want to put up with her other than having her on her arm. Oh, look, she's cute. That's not my thing. Noam Dar loses to Cedric Alexander, and then Noam Dar says to Alicia, "All I want for Christmas, baby, is you." I thought that was a little nod to Christmas. A little nod to Christmas. I love it. And then later, Neville came out to have a few words with the WWE Universe. I love the new Neville. I just got to say it for the record. Again, I love the new Neville. The aggressive Neville, the mean Neville, the bitter Neville. Because he's been overlooked for so freaking long in WWE since he came up in NXT. And he was a great NXT champion. He's been just shunned to the side more than once. It's complete bullcrap. And then Rich Swann came out and said, "What happened to you?" And then Kendrick came out, "Where's your respect?" And then Kendrick and Neville went to go beat up Rich Swann. And then Perkins came out, and it led to this big schmaz. Not schmaz, really. The heels beat down the babyfaces, which led to a tag team match the next night on 205 Live, which, again, we'll get to 205 Live momentarily. The New Day then came out and was somewhat humble and in defeat after Roadblock when their 483-day reign as tag team champions came to a screeching halt. Big E pointed out that Charlotte may be a 16-time world champion by next month, and they edited it out of the YouTube videos. Just saying. I thought that was funny that Big E pointed that out, that the Raw Women's Championship is a hot potato. I thought that was clever. And, of course, WWE ruins cleverness and edits it out of the future broadcasts, so what are you going to do? And then they teamed up with the new champions, Cesaro and Sheamus, and defeated Gallows and Anderson and the Shining Stars. So it looks like we're going to have a babyface run for Cesaro and Sheamus as tag team champions, but there's still that underlying animosity between the two that says that Sheamus is still trying to be the big star and the big ego trip, and Cesaro is still trying to earn his spot. He wants so bad to be the guy. So it's interesting to see where this will play out going forward. Another big story of the night was Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman rolled into Raw during a segment with Mick Foley and the Tag Team Champions where they got new red leather Tag Team title belts. And Foley went to the back, and sure enough, Braun Strowman was destroying everything in sight, demanding more time with Sami Zayn because he allowed him to last 10 minutes. That's the only reason he lasted 10 minutes, because Braun Strowman allowed it. And Foley went on to tell Strowman that Sami was not there. He had the night off. And Strowman said, "Bring me Sami Zayn or else." And or else turned into a couple different attacks. First, we had a Sin Cara versus Titus O'Neil match. And that led to Strowman coming out and annihilating both guys, including throwing Sin Cara through half the Christmas decorations. That landing that Sin Cara took off the tree and off the presents was ugly. And I'm not a Sin Cara fan by any means, especially the new Sin Cara, the modern Sin Cara, if you will, the more recent Sin Cara. But my goodness, was that just unnecessary. I get you want to get this big guy over and want to establish him as a monster heel, but it was dangerous. Both Nia Jax and Braun Strowman did dangerous things to their opponents Monday night. It wasn't a good idea to have them be turned loose like that. They could have seriously hurt Sasha and Sin Cara. Bad strategy there by WWE management. Yikes. And then we ended the night with Braun Strowman on Monday Night Raw because he came out and attacked Rollins and Reigns and just destroyed the two of them, which of course gives Rollins and Reigns a victory over Jericho. But is it really worth the victory to have yourself completely destroyed by the big bad dude on the block? Probably not. I'm curious how they're going to go with this, because now you have a situation where at the Royal Rumble you're going to have Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens in the Universal Championship, and Jericho's going to be in that shark cage high above the ring. But where does Braun Strowman fit in all this? Will he be a contender for the championship? Will he enter himself in the Rumble and be a dominant force and out Roman, out Diesel? Time will tell, my friends. We then moved on to Tuesday night, SmackDown Live and 205 Live. SmackDown was by far the better of the battle, if you will, between Raw and SmackDown that happens every week. SmackDown flowed better. SmackDown had better matches. SmackDown had better in-ring mic work and in-ring quality. And the show it didn't seem like a full droning 2 hours. It was a well-paced show. I'm glad, beyond glad, that AJ Styles obliterated that little twit James Ellsworth once and for all. Hopefully that's the end of him being a featured player. I know he's signed into a contract, and that's great. And I'm all about the American dream. I'm all about people getting into the business and realizing their goal of being in WWE. Lord knows I would love to be a WWE superstar, or at least a WWE personality. But James Ellsworth has never been believable. He's always been riding on the shoulders of others, and it's so bogus that this little guy who looks like an alien, like JB always says, was even a contender for the world championship. No. Go away. Flick. Be gone. Anger Jeff is out. Yes, I'm in a mood about this guy. He bugs me. He just bugs. Apollo Crews had his loss avenged by The Miz. Apollo Crews beat Miz, a tribute to the troops, which I missed. I never missed tribute to the troops. I missed it this year. Fluffy's interference last week on tribute to the troops. Gabriel Iglesias with the selfie taking. Miz got pissed, and then the real thing that shocked us about this whole match was Renee Young came in and interviewed The Miz, talking about his obsession with Dean Ambrose, and Miz turned the tables on her and called Renee Young's obsession with Dean Ambrose out, adding to the world that she was sleeping with Dean, and she just slapped Miz right across the face. First time we've heard a public acknowledgement that Dean Ambrose and Renee Young are an item, and I thought, whoa, why, whoa, really, wow. And then on Talking Smack, Renee Young said, it's no secret that we're together, but for Miz to do it like that was unnecessary. And Brian, I guess, is sick with the flu, so he was just like, whatever. Just very interesting little tidbit there. Natty. I'm so glad what they did with Natalya on Tuesday night. Oh, my goodness. Natty's my girl. I love Natalya. She's my favorite. And they're hopefully going to turn her completely dark. And I mean, she's admitted to attacking Nikki Bella at Survivor Series. She chased away Carmella, even though Carmella's a heel too. Natty's just an island unto herself. Let her be the awesome heel that she can be. Let her destroy whoever comes out of SmackDown next week with the championship, either Alexa or Bayley, or Becky, Bayley, wow. Alexa or Becky, or should I talk Becky La Luchadora? Right, La Luchadora, right? Yeah, no. Let's hope Natalya is your soon-to-be SmackDown Women's Champion, because Lord knows nobody deserves it better than Natalya Neidhart, damn it. And yes, Alexa Bliss did lose in a non-title match to La Luchadora, who unmasked to be Becky Lynch. No surprise there. Somebody sent a tweet to me saying, wouldn't it be something if the La Luchadora ended up being Eva Marie, and we were like, oh my god, she can wrestle. They're not going to waste Eva Marie's return under a mask. They're going to showcase, they're going to have the big announcement now featuring Eva Marie and the whole, announcement guy. They're going to do that. They're going to force her down our throats again. They're going to make us wait, and they're going to make us suffer for waiting. It's going to be ugly. Dean Ambrose defeated Luke Harper. Not a huge surprise, necessarily. Harper, I guess, blamed Ambrose for losing the Fatal 4-Way, or the Battle Royal the previous week to the title shot. No, what was it? No, it's a fatal 4-way match. I forget what the hell happened last week on SmackDown. I don't know. I'm out of touch. But anyway, Ambrose beat Harper. But then the Wyatts attacked Ambrose after, so we may see a continuation of Ambrose versus the Wyatt family. And Ambrose has feuded with Bray Wyatt before. We've seen that. Ambrose has feuded with Randy Orton before. So there's a lot of denominations there in the air, variables in the air in that little microcosm of a feud that can go places. So hopefully they'll do something special with it. Mojo Rawley defeated Kurt Hawkins. Is Kurt Hawkins going to win a match? Is that going to happen? Are we going to see this guy win, or is he just going to be a perennial jobber like he was before he left last time? I'm asking a question. Somebody answer that for me, please. Somebody let me know what they're going to do with Kurt Hawkins. They re-signed the guy, and they're wasting him. He's a talent beyond talent. The guy can wrestle a blue streak. He's great on the mic when he wants to be. They're just not letting him be. And he's jobbing out. Yeah. And then Dolph Ziggler put up his WWE Championship shot, which is going to be next week on SmackDown Online against Baron Corbin. And then a double disqualification, or no contest rather, because Corbin threw Ziggler into AJ at ringside. He was on commentary. And then, I don't know if it was a count at first or what, but the referee called for the bell. And next thing I know, AJ is attacking both men with steel chairs. Just left and right. Obliterated 4 chair shots each, I believe it was. And then Bryan came to the top of the stage and decided that since there was no legitimate winner, and since this, triple threat match next week on the wild card finals of SmackDown Live. So I don't know where the semifinals and the quarterfinals were, but next week on SmackDown, we're going to have Alexa versus Becky for the championship. We're going to have a fatal 4-way tag team title match. The Wyatts, the Usos, American Alpha, and Slater and Rhino. And the WWE Championship triple threat. We're going to see Corbin and Ziggler challenge AJ Styles. I'm hoping for retentions across the board. And I'm hoping that we get some long title reigns out of the SmackDown roster. 205 Live, the continuation of the ascension of Neville. He and Brian Kendrick defeated Rich Swann, T.J. Perkins in the main event. Daivari defeated Lince Dorado, and then made it the point to call out Jack Gallagher for punking him out. So I like that they're going to have Daivari and Gallagher kind of have a little feud within a show. That's cool. I like Gallagher, and I like Daivari. I've liked the Daivari family for a long time. Sean Daivari I met years ago at PWG at the first ever All-Star Weekend. He and Molly Holly attended the show together, I believe. I saw them at the same time anyway. I don't know if they were together, but they attended the show at the same time. And just a great guy. And I like that his brother's getting the shot in WWE. I think that's freaking awesome. And he's a great, talented wrestler. So hopefully we'll see more of him on 205 Live. Cedric Alexander again made an appearance on the Cruiserweight show. He defeated Drew Gulak. Alicia Fox twisted her ankle during the match and was carried to the back by Noam Dar, who proceeded to tell Alicia Fox that if you ever need help, I'll be there. And Cedric kind of rushed to the back and said, I got this, but thank you. So it's kind of a tense situation there, a little bit like, there was that's what I'm looking for. Not tension. What's what I'm looking for? Damn it! It was cordial between the two, but there was still a tension there. So I hope they get a blow-off match, and it's really just a barn burner. NXT tonight. If you're watching this on Wednesday, I know Aaron's gonna put this up, so I'm just saying tonight because I'm taping this Wednesday morning. They are continuing, or they are finishing up the championship contender tournament tonight in a fatal 4-way match. You're going to see Bobby Roode against Andrade Cien Almas, and Ty Dillinger and Roderick Strong. I will not say who wins, but I will say you will see a finish that you will be happy with. And if you've been to the house shows for NXT the last month and a half to 2 months, you're going to like what you see. The Office of Pain kind of destroyed a couple of jobbers in a referee stoppage. There was a double power bomb on one of the jobbers, and the referee was like, "Yeah, that's it, we're good." And Ellering came out and said, "Well, we don't care who we face, DIY or the Revival. We're going to win the titles at Takeover San Antonio." Billie Kay will face Daria I just spoiled the match, by the way. I just realized that. That's okay. Billie Kay will face Daria with Peyton Royce in Billie Ray's corner, of course, as she always is. And the main event, I believe, is going to be the Tag Team Championship match between DIY and the Revival. So look for that. Yeah, you're going to see Alistair Payne win, but I'm really surprised I spoiled that one. It's a really a big deal that I spoiled it. We know the Alistair Payne are going to lose the two jobbers. Not going to happen. All right. You got the results in. You got my opinions on the results. I like this week's shows. I kind of liked Raw. I like SmackDown a lot, and I like 205 a lot, and I'm going to enjoy NXT because the people I like are on NXT tonight. So let's hope for that. Let's hope it's executed as well as it's delivered on paper. Let's get into your questions for the one and only Jeff Meacham. Mark Brown at XXFate Y2JXX. Why does WWE have to book such terrible finishes? I don't know. To keep us keep us hoping and praying that they'll do better next time. I wish I had an answer for that. I don't know why they feel the need to continually shove crap finishes down our throats, but maybe I've complained for many years that they are complacent in their attitude, complacent in their approach. Hopefully 2017 will be a different year for that. This is from Ricky Lawson. What are your thoughts on Cody joining the Bullet Club? Love it. Didn't even have to make an appearance. Adam Cole just went out and said, oh, by the way, maybe it was Kenny. Maybe it was Kenny. One of them said, by the way, Cody's with us. That is huge for Cody. That's huge for the Bullet Club. That's huge all around. With Cody being a Ring of Honor and Cody probably going to Japan to work for the Bullet Club. The Bullet Club is the elite in indie wrestling right now, and Cody is one of the elite superstars on the circuit right now. He's one of the top guys to have been recently let go by WWE. Not so recently anymore, but recently this year anyway. And my goodness, what a story that will be told with Cody Rhodes being a part of the elite group in professional wrestling. I cannot wait to see what happens next. We've got 3 different women's division questions that I'm going to address pretty much at the same time. This is from the Gift of Salter at Drink It In Man. I like that hashtag. I like that at. That's good stuff. Hey, Jeff, could this be the best opportunity to turn Sasha heel after the finish at Roadblock? Her getting pissed at the fact that it was 2 apiece when time ran out. I think it's going to be the perfect opportunity. I wouldn't say turns. I originally was going to say Sasha was going to win the match at Roadblock and then turn heel on Bayley. But with this swerve thrown at us and Charlotte once again becoming the champion, now we have Nia against Sasha. We have Bayley against Charlotte. I think the Sasha heel turn is going to be delayed, and I'm sorry to see that. That really sucks. I think that it should have been. Sooner. I wonder if Sasha got hurt again during that match and they had to kind of call stuff on the fly and rearrange how it finished, because Sasha did look hurt. She was busted open in the mouth during the figure 8 at the very end. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Joe Allen 12894. What are your thoughts on the direction or lack thereof of the Raw Women's Division? I think Monday kind of changed that. We've seen Sasha versus Charlotte for the last, 6 months or so, but now we've got Nia Jax involved, and we've got Bayley involved, and we've got, 4 star-powered women in the roster. And we have, of course, Alicia Fox is on the Raw roster, and we've got a few other people. Emma's supposed to come back, whenever the hell she comes back. The Raw Women's Division has potential. I don't think there's any lack of direction just yet. I think it just needs to be better enhanced with more talent than just Sasha versus Charlotte all the freaking time. And then Tom Hesketh, the Hesketh 98. What do you see being the women's Raw title match at WrestleMania 33? I can't say yet. That's a really crappy cop out, but I'm gonna go with it because it's my show. I can do what I want. I don't know. I would like to see. Personally, I'd like to see Bayley, whoever she faces, win the championship. 1 year after Bayley attended WrestleMania as a NXT superstar and as a fan, become champion outright. Pair of Austin Aries questions. One from David Anderson at David Anderson 1X, and one from Cam71101. Cameron says, is it possible we can get a petition signed to have Austin Aries replace Byron Saxton on Raw? I will start that petition. My goodness, is he good on the mic, and my goodness, is Saxton bad. Let's have the Raw team. If it's going to be Michael Cole, that's fine. I've accepted Michael Cole into my life. That's okay. Corey Graves and Austin Aries on either side of Michael Cole. I'm all for it. Absolutely. And then David Anderson's wondering if it's a mistake to put Austin Aries with the cruiserweights in the first place. No, Austin Aries is one of the best guys at 205 pounds or under. Yes, he can be a world champion. Yes, he can be an Intercontinental U.S. champion. But you know what? He's going to take the cruiserweights to a level even higher than Neville's going to take them in the next few weeks. Austin Aries is one of the greatest small wrestlers of all time. And he will do great things as a cruiserweight once he gets off the eye injury. Because my goodness, I saw his eye at Bakersfield. Ugh. Nakamura kicked his face and it was ugly. I didn't see the injury because that was in San Jose. But I saw him after the fact. He needs to heal. Wow. Let's see. Another one from Daniel Lindenbaum. How would you book Finn Balor's return? I like the idea of him as a heel, but the demon as a face that turns him face eventually. Kind of a weirdly worded question. Balor's going to be a babyface when he comes back. That's just the way they're going to book him. He is going to be the guy who is going to be challenging the heel Universal Champion going forward. That was his plan. That was the plan for him. He was going to be the babyface champion. He may have turned heel eventually, but he's going to have such a response when he comes back. They can't do anything but make him a babyface. It's just not going to work. He's got to be a good guy. Dave Anderson, as WWE sees Raw as their flagship show, do you think it's very unlikely for a SmackDown superstar to win the Royal Rumble? We have seen SmackDown guys win the Royal Rumble in the past. Brock Lesnar did it as a SmackDown superstar. Chris Benoit did, although he jumped to Raw the next night and challenged for the world title. The Undertaker as a SmackDown superstar won the Royal Rumble and challenged for the then SmackDown version of the World Championship, being the World Heavyweight Championship. So it's not unprecedented for a SmackDown guy to be the number one contender at the Royal Rumble after the Royal Rumble. And with the brand split being so competitive, we will definitely see a lot of back and forth between Raw and SmackDown over the Royal Rumble predictions and over the Royal Rumble picks and over the Royal Rumble winner. Don't be surprised if the winner switches brands, though. It's been done before. We'll see what happens coming up in January. Next month. Crazy. It's almost the end of the year. It's almost Christmas. Christmas is Sunday. Woohoo! Let's see. Daniel Lynch has two questions for me. Should TNA bring back Tenay, West, or Taz? No. And the four-sided ring. I think they should. No. The six-sided ring, however little standout they have left, the ring is one of them. I can turn on any wrestling show the way I can turn on Hollywood Wrestling, I can turn on Lucha Underground, I can turn on WWE and see a four-sided ring. Six-sided ring, it's dangerous for the competitors. Yes, I've put one together. They are stiff as boards. They are stiff as steel. They are steel. But they're unique and they're different. And they make TNA different. As far as the announcers go, anybody else is better than Josh Matthews, I guess, because he's a douchebag. So bring back Mike Tenay. Why not? Tenay is always good with SXMV and on the old audio show. Bring Mike Tenay and the Pope is a good tag team. Taz is kind of back in the WWE family, so probably not Taz. And then Don West needs to stay away from the announce table. He can do infomercials till he's blue in the face. No more announcing gigs for Don West, please. Oh my God, no. And then Daniel also asked me if I've ever seen WCPW. Check out their YouTube channel. It's amazing. I've heard good things about WCPW, but I've not seen their stuff yet. I will take the time this week, Daniel, to look at it just for you and get back to you next week on this show and let you know what I think of the content, okay? I promise. Pinky swear. It's a pinky swear. See that right there? Pinky swear. Let's see. Jishu Vijayan. I can't say that guy's name because it's so... I can't pronounce it. I'm sorry. Can someone please put Roman in a shark cage for the rest of his life as a New Year's present to the WWE Universe? Okay. I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it. Jishnu, for that question, you just made the list! List of Meacham. That's a horrible question. Quit picking on Roman. Jesus. And let's see. Last question today comes from Jason Simone. get back on track here a little bit. Let's Jericho. Let's meet him. Pisses me off. Would you support your son if he wanted to become a wrestler? Would you want to be his manager? Yes and yes. Dylan has expressed, he's 8, so his dreams are lofty. But he has asked me if he could be a wrestler. And I told him a long time ago, I said, son, whatever you want to do with your life, I will support that. Even if it means that you might get hurt, even if it means injury or, a crazy lifestyle, I will be there for you, son. And as far as being his manager, if he makes his WWE and WWE wants to hire me along with him, I will gladly go on the road with my boy and manage his career, both in and out of the ring. I have a few people that tell me I'm a pretty good manager. So I like to be the guiding light toward the next great WWE superstar. That's my son. More power to him. That's all for Talk Wrestling this week. Thank you all for watching. I didn't get to your questions, Greg Cherry. I didn't get to your question, Bruce Grover. I'm sorry. It's been crazy this week. I will get to them next week. For now, we will see you guys next week with even more Talk Wrestling.